Okay, part E. So this is probably the hardest part of, well, it's definitely the hardest part of the question and possibly the hardest part of this whole paper. So Agnes and Barbara are going to play a game. Agnes A is going to throw her die once. Barbara B is going to throw her die once. The probability that Agnes's score is less than Barbara's score is a half. Okay, I've brought in these probability tables. I've changed P now, guys, to 2/7. So 2/7, that's P, 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 and a half of P. So 2/7, 2/7, 2/7, and 1/7, because you half it. I don't know Q and I don't know R. But because she's saying find the expected value of Y, I need to find Q and I need to find R. So just have that in the back of your mind. Okay, let's ask ourselves, how can Agnes's score be less than Barbara's score? Well, if she gets a 1 and Barbara gets a 2, that's one way that her score is less than her score. If she gets a 1 and Barbara gets a 3, that's another way. If she gets a 1 and Barbara gets a 4, that's another way. If she gets a 2 and Barbara gets a 3, that's another way. If she gets a 2 and Barbara gets a 4, if she gets a 3 and Barbara gets a 4, and that's it. That's the only way. So you have to write them all out. There's no fancy way of doing this. These are the only 6 ways that her score can be less than her score. If she gets a 3 and she gets a 3, it's not less. They're the same. So she needs to get less than her. This is it. This is the only way it's possible. So we need to find the probability of this happening. Now the probability that, let's just say A is less than B, that's Agnes's score is less than Barbara's score, is a 1 and a 2. So she needs to get a 1 and she needs to get a 2. So we have this times this. Because they're independent, you just times the probability. And yes, of course they're independent. We're just rolling dice. So it's 2/7 times Q. Plus, because we can have this or this, so we're going to add it. So now a 1 and a 3, that's 2/7 times Q as well. So that's 2/7 times Q. Or a 1 and a 4, that's 2/7 times R. Plus a 2 and a 3, that's 2/7 times Q. Or, sorry, did I say a 2 and a 3? Yeah, 2 and a 3, 2/7 times Q. Or 2 and a 4, that's 2/7 times R. That's my 2 and my 4. And finally, a 3 and a 4, this one, so it's 2/7 R again. So that would be plus 2/7 R. And this is equal to, because he told us the probability that this happens is equal to a half. Let's simplify this. This is equal to, let's just add the q's. So I have 2/7 q plus 2/7 q's plus 2/7 q. That is 6/7 q. So you just add because it's a common denominator, it's like 2q plus 2q plus 2q is 6q. And we'll do the same for the r's. 2r plus 2r plus 2r is 6/7r. And this equals a half. Now I could simplify this a little bit more. Do I want to? Well, let's do it. I'm going to multiply across by 2. Let's do that first. And I get, well, if you're okay, guys, I'm going to multiply by 2 and multiply by 7. So I'm going to get my 12q plus 12r equals 7. So what I've done is I've multiplied everything by 2, giving me 12q, 12r, and these cancel. And then I've multiplied everything by 7, which gets rid of this fraction, gets rid of this fraction, and 1 times 7 is 7. So that gives me this equation. So now I have one equation with 2 unknowns. I need another equation with q and r in it. Hopefully, guys, you can see. How do I find another equation? Well, this plus this plus this plus this has to equal 1 because the probabilities have to add up to 1, remember? So this is my equation 1, if you like, and then my equation 2. My equation 2 will be, I'm going to say the probability that y equals y is equal to, well, hang on, no, sorry, let me get rid of that. I'm going to say q plus q plus q plus r equals 1. So I can say 3q plus r equals 1, and r equals 1 minus 3q. I'm going to subtract that 3q. And now I can put this into here. So this is equation 2. You could solve these two equations by elimination. I think I'm just going to use substitution because it's as easy. So I'm going to let me write this down, sub equation 2 into equation 1. So I have 12q plus 12r, and this is my r, 1 minus 3q. 12q plus 12r equals 7. Now I just have one equation with q in it, which is great. I can say 12q plus 12 times 1 is 12, minus 36q equals 7. 12q minus 36q is minus 24q equals 7 minus 12 is negative 5. Q is equal to 5 over 24. Okay, if q equals 24, then r is equal to 1 minus 3 times 5 over 24, because look, it's 1 minus 3q. Q is 5 over 24. That's 1 minus 15 over 24, which is 9 over 24. 9 over 24. Okay, so now I have q and I have r. Q is 5 over 24. Let me just write this here, which is the same here. And r is 9 over 24. So what does the question say? Well, the question said find the value of the expected value of y. I'm not finished. I've done the hard part, but I still have to find the expected value, which is this times this plus this times this plus this times this plus this times this. So the expected value of y is equal to 1 times q, 5 over 24, plus 2 times q, 10 over 24, plus 3 times q, which is 15 over 24, plus, so just a reminder guys, it's 1 times 5 over 24, plus 2 times 5 over 24, plus 3 times 5 over 24, plus 4 times 9 over 24, plus 4 times 9 over 24, which is 36 over 24. Nearly finished guys. This is equal to 5 plus 15 is 20, 30, 66 over 24. Yes, you should simplify that. Giving me, divide by 2 guys, gives me, well, I know there's a higher one, but whatever. Divide by 2, 33 over 12. Divide by 3 gives me 11 over 4. Therefore, the expected value of y is 11 over 24. So yes, guys, that is a tricky question. That is a difficult question, no doubt about it. But hopefully after that, it makes some bit of sense. Okay, that's the paper done. I will see you for paper 2.